I finished him. I killed him. Let me show you. Yep. Just need. Where's the TV remote? It's gone.
Dawn breaks.
Yep, we killed him.
Look! He's done it! He's finally beaten Luis!
Does this mean he's won?
It took me one or two more attempts. I had to like... Yeah.
Not yet.
I was doing it off stream. Huh?
I have my ideals. Witness!
Oh. What? It's not over.
Everyone's fighting their fear and anxiety. Nobody knows for sure what's right. And even through all that, the people have declared you king!
We fight for more than justice. Show him our will against his. Show him the fall of his world.
Hold fast to your ideals! 'Tis your sworn duty as king!
You wielded the power of kings! It's time to stop following their footsteps! Now it's your turn to take your place with them!
Your fantasy is naught but lies!
What? What's going on?
Fantasy is more than an empty dream. It's a dream with the power to change the world!
Oh, is that the king archetype?
Damn you!
Oh wow, it's destroyed.
that governs utopia in all worthy champions. The hero's archetype. The king. I see. At long last, fantasy has become a force that frees people from anxiety. A harbinger of change for a deadlocked reality.
The people have chosen my son. With that, my tremendous gamble hath borne fruit. Thus it is that my duty here draws to a close.
And now, the novel you wrote with such passion will finally begin a new chapter.
This voice... is that... could it be? But how?
While flames swept through the sanctum, I cast a final spell to abandon my body and survive in soul. I became an immaterial being among the fairies. I had to, so I might provide guide.
The power of the archetypes. Was that your doing?
No. All I did was awaken them to it. My voice carried the words they needed to hear. That power is no great and rare treasure. It is something that might be grasped by anyone with the will to change the world. And anyone has the power to change the world.
I am truly sorry. I lost all the power I once knew. I saw the sanctum burn. And you. I lost you. And so I placed my faith in the royal magic. I believe that if this world would choose him, there would still be hope.
This shall do. That boy's fight, and ours, is finally over. The people no longer need some mystic relic or some lofty magics to soothe their fears. They have provided they can turn their anxiety.
This isn't about the throne anymore. It marks the beginning. Almost the day is dawning on a new king's reign. However, if I may truly end my life with pride in my boy, and my love at my side, I've no regrets.
It's been a long road to this moment.
It has indeed. But for our son, heed me, all people of the kingdom. Dawn breaks, and the appointed hour hath come.
He speaks. With the announcement of our new king.
I now settle the long-contested succession to the throne. They who hath gathered the most faith from their subjects amassed. Behold!
I won't accept it! The new king is Camp Louis.
You can't just crown his son after all. That's cheating, that is. Rise up, people! Rise!
Disorderly conduct will not be permitted.
Settle down. The tournament is over. Our new king has been decided, and the royal capital falls under His Majesty's rule. Threaten it, and you shall face the wrath of the crowned theocracy's warrior monks.
Bloody fantastic.
Beatitude descended once again upon the royal capital, and the day of the new king's coronation arrived.
Boy, coronation really crept up on us. There's a lot.
Don't tell me you're nervous. After everything we survived already, stage fright should be nothing for you.
No, I'm not nervous.
Should have known. Fearless as always. Don't get too complacent out there, though.
Your newfound dignity suits you well, Your Highness. But I suppose you have outgrown that title. Your Majesty. Yes, that too suits you well.
By the way, saw some of them Senate fat cats hovering about, acting like they've been supporting us from the start, of course. Always on the winning side, eh?
Better than the alternative, no? Especially since we've...
I hear that many are concerned about his proficiency with statecraft.
Juna will stand as moderator at the podium. His Majesty will only be asked first. The people would know how you aim to lead them. How will you respond to that, Your Majesty?
I'll confront any challenge for my people. I know I'm inexperienced, but I'll strive to do my utmost, with all of you at my side.
That's fine. The people have about had it with pompous monologues. Better to say what you mean with determination.
Still, there are a lot of people in the crowd who have never supported you. How are you going to respond to them?
I'll have to let my work prove my words. With results, I hope everyone can feel that our future will be brighter.
You went from a nobody to the top seat in the nation. No need to puff up and bluster anymore, what? You'll do fine.
A ruler must only stand tall. The rest is...
Indeed. And we're no strangers to more practical work. Whatever our...
Well, it's time to make...
Good luck!
Thanks for always having my back.
Well, let's go. To His Majesty.
All right, a warm welcome, please! His Majesty the new King! Your Majesty, you're so young!
Please. My king, your subjects would hear how you intend to lead them.
Relax, okay? Take it easy and use your own words.
As a ruler, I've much to learn. I cannot say what I'll accomplish. And yet, I believe the world can change by our hand. And to that end, I will face any odds.
Now, Your Majesty, a few more words. Naturally, some under your rule now supported other people in the race. How do you respond to their voices?
There will be times I let you down. I know that. Only results can prove my intent. But still, even should you oppose your king, you can always believe in your own future. I will make sure of it.
A nation where dreams and fantasies are always in reach. 'Twill surely be a challenge.
We'll make it happen.
There you go. If you can pull that off, you'll be the finest king we've known. Well then, this is it. Your attention, please.
No lord remains for you to kneel before. Please take the crown with your own hands, my king.
Long have I awaited the arrival of this day. This journey has reached its end. He came to know the goodness of a hero's heart, and became the king his people. But as this journey ends, I'd like you to watch over him on his...
1 year has passed since the arrival.
1 year.
Hey, heard the news? They're finally reopening that mage academy that got closed.
You don't say. The famous one, deep in the Monter...
They've even paved a proper mountain road. And get this.
What? The
Well, she is one of the king's 6 partisans. If she managed to help save the world from Louise, I expect she knows a thing or two about magic. Sounds like they plan to fully open the magic researchers' findings to the people, too. Quite a turn from when the late Sanctifex banned it.
Makes sense to me. After the clash between His Majesty and Louise last year.
And that's just today's news. It's surprise after surprise, ever since us church folk got the boot from the palace. Even the royal knights. Their leadership was bound to the church more than anything. And you believe that? The royal knights, led by a Chief of all things. Though he's one of the 6 partisans himself. When he speaks, everyone listens. No one's about to complain.
Even Parliament now invites citizen representatives to hearings. Strange to think we'd been deaf to the voice of the people until now. It's unbelievable, compared to the days of the autocrats. How swift...
Credit where it's due. I think remember last year's coronation? Unprecedented, that. Saw heroes of all different tribes celebrating the king's victory. Celebrating among the common folk. They tell me some of the younger aristocrats have taken to calling it the Great Reconciliation. It really is a tragedy, what happened to his father, the king.
But indeed. Yet the real test is still to come. The first year...
Speaking of His Majesty, I've also heard some folks saying they've seen a boy wandering around these parts who...
Can't be. Without his escorts? Besides, what business would a king have in this place?
Mountains upon mountains of appeals from the people. How many days will this take to sort?
After all the trouble you took to flee politics. And somehow you're now the preeminent ladyship of your house. Such is fate.
Despite everything, this year has passed in surprising peace, hasn't it? Honestly, with the royal scepter disappearing like that, I feared more dissent.
Perhaps after Luis, they swore they could never let that happen again. Either way, more and more are dealing with conflicts calmly and openly. Promising.
It promises that I'll have an eternally cluttered desk.
Here, Your Majesty. I've brought in the next load.
And there we go. Not half bad, right? Hey! Isn't the king supposed to be here?
When did he? I've said countless times not to leave unannounced.
Oh, all this decoration doesn't suit me. How did Louise and Forden put up with all this damn finery? Your Majesty? Are you here? Juna's back from her inspection.
Apologies, Troll. I'll look for him now.
Wait! I'm coming with you! Oh, good grief.
Some things never change. They should.
I'd say life has changed plenty for us. Yet somehow our captain's same as he ever was.
And then, well, I might have got a bit too fresh with them stuck-up sanctists. But those bloody church folk been looking down on us for years, you know? Still, it was other sanctists what stepped in to keep things peaceable too. Guess me cogs turning. They lost both their Santifex and the Saint Lady last year. Got their own... Not like it excuses all of them, or makes me want to go up and shake a sanctor's hand, but...
It was good talking to you, too.
You know what, lad? You're all right.
I should have known you'd be wandering around without your escorts again. How is it? Being able to hit... If you told them you're the king, it'd knock them sideways. Sorry you ended up coming all this way. Maria's actually out on an errand right now.
And I suppose I'll wait until she comes back.
You sure? That girl always ends up... Either way, let's keep your head down. You know what happens when you're too obvious about this.
Oh, there you are. I knew we'd find you here, for crying out loud.
Phew. So you were here.
Speak of the devil.
Let us return, Your Majesty. And I thought I had informed you that Juna would be back from her expedition today.
I have a few stops left in the city, though.
You do know I practically sprinted out the gates to find you. To settled, I shall come with you on every excursion.
Not dressed like that, you won't. You know how we like snooping around, inconspicuously. He'll be fine. His Majesty is not about to fall prey to some alleyway scoundrel, surely. Right, Your Majesty. If you see Maria about, do slow down for a chat.
Fine. Now, Your Majesty, once your business here...
I guess we get to see all our confidants after a year.
All right.
Let's go. Hey?
Huh. It's a bit interesting. After a year, my stats don't change.
What now?
Come now. Of course. And so... Well, this I've done.
What do you want to do?
All the confidants are here.
Pleasure to see you.
Royal Adjutant and Oh, wow.
Hey. Yes. Now that you mention it. Thank you. Yo. Hey.
Oh, I see, yes. He's the captain.
But yeah. Thank you. Oh.
Just true. However,
Now that you mention it.
yes. We shall.
All right then.
This place has really changed. This place has really changed.
Big as a pickle. Say,
Brigitte,
yes. Yet. Speaking of. Big as a pickle. Dear me. My king.
in that case.
Gosh. Well. Magic.
Aha!
About that.
Oh. Perhaps. Indeed.
Of course. In truth. Alas. The reason is now that you mention it. Very well. I do believe. Because...
May God
All
keep
right.
you strong. May God keep you, child.
Hey.
Wonderful. All right then.
Hey. Yeah.
Ain't this a pickle? Dear me!
Yeah? Amazing. Hang on! Amazing.
Ripping, missus.
Ain't this a pickle? Ain't
It's a pickle.
Well, I sure don't want to go back to the old kingdom.
All very nice.
All right then.
Say there.
All right then.
Stupendous. Stupendous.
Hey, mister. Young man.
What?
I'm left with no...
Huh.
Young man.
Become a proper kingdom now, isn't it?
Wonderful, isn't it? Huh? But...
I love it.
Hi there. What a day.
Hold on.
See you soon, I hope. Say there.
Hey. Even so. Hey. Thank you. That's... no. Hey. That's why.
Say there. Lovely, that.
That's something.
Really?
Well...
But of course.
Then again... brilliant.
Lovely, that.
All right then.
Say there.
Grand, yeah. Wonderful.
So? That reminds me.
That's right.
Oh, hello. Oh, right. I should call you Your Majesty. Even through all that mess, everyone's really been working hard.
You think this country's gotten any better since then?
Well, seems like everyone's having more. That's good. Hearing that. Don't worry. I'll try to do my part with. I want to help everyone understand that the world could be a better place. Miss Fabian's fed so many hungry people since things changed. Some of those people even said they found their place there. If we can all change together for the better like that, we'll be closer to your... And I want to help with something too.
Yeah, I'm counting on you. Let's do this together.
Yeah. Thank you.
We should be the ones thanking her. Feels like I can see the entire country's future in her smile.
Everyone! Long time no see.
As we find ourselves afield, I thought I might visit Alsace myself.
Hold on a tick. Those people there. Surely not.
Naturally, we're drawing attention. We didn't all have to go at once.
Needn't fuss, old thing. It's been too long since we were all together again anyway.
Lady Tudor, did she really come all this way to run it? Could have asked His Majesty to pop over and bring you back with a teleport or two.
The unmitigated nerve.
Oh, it's fine. I wanted to take in our country as it is. It's definitely a little rougher outside the capital's walls. There's still traces of melancholia around, and the odd human roaming about.
We're sending soldiers out for every incident we can. But it's not easy to hear the voice of the people from more distant regions.
I guess it's obvious. But just...
A lesson I learned last year. In the end, I was blind to a great deal of this world. Never would have learned if I hadn't...
A year ago, I would have just said we could fly over ourselves. I mean, let's be real. The capital isn't going to fall apart if we just sneak over for a little tour, is it?
Of course not. We specifically put precautions in place to keep things right.
Yet it has only been 1 year. We cannot be too complacent too soon, lest the dissidents seize on the opportunity.
Oh, there he is! Over there! See? I told you, that's His Majesty! Might have been a bit too obvious.
Oi there, Your Majesty!
You dare hoy the king? You swine!
Steady on, Hulkenberg, calm. Needn't draw steel on the poor fellow. We're the ones who indulged in this little day trip.
Your Majesty, thanks for all you do, really. Have to say, my life's a lot easier now.
There's more work to do every day. But everyone's so supportive.
Rather. It's the sort of thing to get a chap all misty-eyed over the past.
Looks like we're drawing a crowd. Time to get back to work.
Indeed. A veritable mountain of tasks awaits us, and I will see it crested.
Is that the end? Oh, sugar. More days? Off an adventure.
journey? Are you really planning on leaving us?
There's more I have to see. With my own eyes.
You want to know what's going on in the world, huh? Well, I guess you are.
Sounds like fun, but daily jaunt down to the slums is one thing, and a proper journey is quite another. You're a king now, lad. You've got the people's expectations on your shoulders. It's all right to just sit on your throne and mind the home front, you know?
I want to do what I can for the people. If that's not kingly, then the crown's just slowing me down.
Come on, this is no time for jokes.
Ever the fearless gadabout, eh? Well, I take your point. Magler and the humans make a fine barometer for the anxiety still swirling in the country. So you go out and give it a proper survey. Where it is. If people can't face their anxieties, they can't keep their eyes forward. And if they can't do that, we'll have a bally hard time moving forward as a So you want to get a better grasp of it all. That's your most important duty as a ruler. That's what you're thinking, eh?
Right.
If that was your plan, you could have just said so.
Sounds like a fine idea to me. A proper spot of fun, besides. Wouldn't expect any Well, since I'm the ballet court engineer, I've no choice but to come along. I'm the only driver. Yes, there begins our question.
Sire, you've really got to stop chasing these ideas all on your own.
Once again, sire, I've asked you countless times to give word if you're to leave the castle. Such caprice.
Nurse, don't tell me you called for them beforehand.
Saved us a bit of time, eh? Though, hello, what's this? I count only 2 of the...
For my part, I believe 'tis unrealistic for all of us to depart the capital together.
Oh, so...
Hulkenberg and I talked it over. We decided that if you insist on going, we'd rather go with you than stop you.
Are you sure about that?
I was thinking back to our last fight with Luis. So many people supported us, but not for any...
They were supporting us because we were actively fighting a monster on their behalf. In the end, people make choices, even if decided justly and supported by prosperity. People may struggle to trust a king whose face they do not know. An invisible ruler.
Right. I'm not opposed to the idea of getting out into the world again. Really, it might be the wisest move to make sure you're a king everyone knows.
Still, this early into the new year? 'Tis never a...
Bit of a smaller party than we last set out with, huh? But...
Okay, but can we really afford to have both our general and the Royal Guard's captain coming along for this?
'Tis natural course for the Royal Guard to accompany the king. And I trust my corps is not so feeble that it will fall apart in my absence.
We'll make it work. Got to learn to trust others and delegate, right?
Thank you.
You once heard my voice and answered a query in kind. Is fantasy a powerless creation? That timeless question. So long as life remains in the world, we seekers all shall search for our answer. But he will find his. Of that I am certain. And it is thanks to you for believing in and guiding him. That was the true purpose of my royal magic, you know. To seek and obtain guidance from denizens of a land beyond ours. A land that has not yet lost hope. And it was you who answered the call. Armed with your hope, armed with the power of fantasy, you rose in glory. Such courage, such whimsy, and yes, What thrills! You have my sincerest thanks.
Feels familiar. It's been far too long.
Aye, the wind feels an echo of days past.
Unusually poetic for you.
They're awful, aren't they? They would have left us behind.
Well, I'm not certain we're in a position to talk, having followed straight after, saying we could just teleport back.
But hey, we figured the kids might want to change your scenery, like.
Wow! Amazing!
Poetic indeed. That the scepter's absence restored order to Magla, and even greenery to the sands.
I'll say, I definitely like this view better.
Let's go.
Oh, that was a nice ending. That was a great game. I wish for a little bit more at the end there, but yeah, I think it was fine. A part of me did kind of want to see who became queen. But maybe they'll leave it for like an expansion. Wow, that was a good game. Really hit the spot for the JRPG in spotting myself. Well, now I've got to play Tsushima, Ys 10, and what's it called? Forbidden West. This might be my longest running one. Well, I think Final Fantasy might have been longer, but this might have had the most parts. Although Final Fantasy has way more, like, bigger parts. This one has a lot more smaller ones. And I know Persona 3 Reload had a load. Let's skip this. Nope. Wait, did the controller die? Is that why? Right, how long was this? Well, it wasn't even an hour. It was about an hour. This might take a minute.
from a world I shall never know. In your eyes, I know our journey was ultimately a fiction. However, I hope your memories of this fantastical adventure burn as bright in your reality. I hope the promise of our world echoes in you. With all my heart, I hope that fantasy gives you strength.
I knew there'd be a little bit more.
Look at that. The rubble's just made for tourists now.
I never expected a view like this.
Let's see it all. Let's see the world.
Yeah. A new journey now beckons. In days of eld, the people prospered and perished in turn. Struck by their ways, I wrote a book of my dearest ideas. A tale of fantasy. In my vision, they placed their trust, and so the kingdom breathed new life.
The strength to believe in the unknown, that can change everything. Without a doubt, you will face all sorts of trials ahead. But carry onward with all your heart. Onward, fearless, into a world unknown.
I hope the main menu changes now. It does in other games? No. Fair enough. I wish it did change a bit. And what happens if I load a clear game? Oh, it restarts.
Who's there? I can feel you watching me from a place. Whoever you are, please tell me. Pardon my curiosity, but would you tell me your name? That is to say, tell me who you really are. Ah, a most unusual name. One I've never heard in our world. It is a curious thing that, or to put it another way, but can it truly be dismissed as something so far?
I'm busy tomorrow, but we'll do a stream Wednesday, hopefully. I'm gonna play Ys 10 again. I deserve to play Ys 10. You know? Oh Yasumi, Nasai. That was a great game, wasn't it? let me tell one more thing. I think fantasy without fiction you can't lead. Without fantasy you can't breathe. Or not breathe, but what was I saying? I mean, our current leader doesn't like to read, doesn't like to, the arts, but all change derives from desire and fantasy. And so you need to nourish your fantasy, otherwise the change that you seek doesn't become the change that you seek just becomes hollow. Oh, a drink. Embrace the fantasy, I guess. Fantasy is what shapes reality, I suppose. I think that was the point behind it. It was just like, there's something called metafiction. And fiction's so real it can change reality, and that was the whole point of the fiction, to teach you about that. That's what religion's been doing for the past century, or centuries. And fiction's so well told, so spread, it becomes reality. Oh yes, I mean,